the Lord's portion of the land. Now when you divide the land by lot for inheritance, you shall offer an allotment to the Lord, a holy portion of the land. The length shall be a length of 25,000 cubits, and the width shall be 20,000. It shall be holy within its entire surrounding boundary. Out of this there shall be for the sanctuary a square encompassing 500 by 500 cubits, and 50 cubits for its open space round about. From this area you shall measure a length of 25,000 cubits and a width of 10,000 cubits, and in it shall be the sanctuary, the most holy place. It shall be the holy portion of the land. It shall be for the priests, the ministers of the sanctuary, who come near to serve the Lord, and it shall be a place for their houses and a holy place for the sanctuary. An area 25,000 cubits in length and 10,000 in width shall be for the Levites, the ministers of the house, and for their possession cities in which to live. And you shall give the city possession of an area 5,000 cubits wide and 25,000 cubits long, alongside the allotment of the holy portion. It shall be for the entire house of Israel. Portion for the prince. And the prince shall have land on either side of the holy allotment and the property of the city, adjacent to the holy allotment and the property of the city, on the west side toward the west and on the east side toward the east, and in length comparable to one of the portions. From the west border to the east border. This shall be his land as a possession in Israel, so my princes shall no longer oppress my people, but they shall give the rest of the land to the house of Israel according to their tribes. This is what the Lord God says: Enough, you princes of Israel, get rid of violence and destruction, and practice justice and righteousness. Revoke your evictions of my people, declares the Lord God. You shall have accurate balances, an accurate ephah, and an accurate bath. The ephah and the bath shall be the same quantity, so that the bath will contain 1/10 of a homer, and the ephah 1/10 of a homer. Their standard shall be according to the homer. And the shekel shall be 20 gerahs, 20 shekels, 25 shekels, and 15 shekels shall be your mina. This is the offering that you shall offer: 1/6 of an ephah from each homer of wheat, 1/6 of an ephah from each homer of barley. And the prescribed portion of oil, namely, the bath of oil, 1/10 of a bath from each core, which is 10 baths or a homer, for 10 baths are a homer. And 1 sheep from each flock of 200 from the watering places of Israel for a grain offering, for a burnt offering, and for peace offerings, to make atonement for them, declares the Lord God. All the people of the land shall give to this offering for the prince in Israel. And it shall be the prince's part to provide the burnt offerings, the grain offerings, and the drink offerings, at the feasts, on the new moons, and on the Sabbaths, at all the appointed feasts of the house of Israel. He shall provide the sin offering, the grain offering, the burnt offering, and the peace offerings, to make atonement for the house of Israel. This is what the Lord God says: In the first month, on the first of the month, you shall take a bull without blemish and cleanse the sanctuary from sin. And the priest shall take some of the blood from the sin offering and put it on the doorposts of the house, on the 4 corners of the ledge of the altar, and on the posts of the gate of the inner courtyard. And you shall do this on the 7th day of the month for everyone who does wrong inadvertently or is naive, so you shall make atonement for the house. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month, you shall have the Passover, a feast of 7 days, unleavened bread shall be eaten. On that day the prince shall provide for himself and all the people of the land a bull as a sin offering. And during the 7 days of the feast he shall provide as a burnt offering to the Lord 7 bulls and 7 rams without blemish on every day of the 7 days, and a male goat daily as a sin offering. And he shall provide as a grain offering an ephah with a bull, an ephah with a ram, and a hin of oil with an ephah. In the 7th month, on the 15th day of the month, at the feast, he shall provide like these: 7 days for the sin offering, the burnt offering, the grain offering, and the oil.